What is up, guys? Week 5 recap. This week I got Ravi on from Wasted Ethnic, so we're going to go over our games first, then I'll edit that down, and then I'll go over the other series. I think Mittenses Snow Cones haven't played yet. I think that's why we don't have the schedule yet, so I will not have predictions at the end, but it is what it is. Ravi, say hi.
Hello.
Perfect. All right. Sweet. So let's get into it. So I think I saw Maniac played Skywrath Mage a lot. And then I think I saw in my quick 10-minute research after work before the game started, I saw Tidehunter was one of your most picked heroes when you guys played. So those are our two bans. I think I know what your bans were, but if you want to touch on that, go right ahead.
So how we do drafts is Toshi is the general captain. He handles most of scheduling and the scrims and all of that. So he does the draft for the first game, and then I get handed off the draft for the second game. So
oh, sweet.
Yeah. So we have a handoff between those two games, which is nice because it helps us both get our own draft ideas in and try to execute them.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. I really like that.
The only issue is all of us are not playing our own roles. I'm mainly a support 4 player, like you've seen before, and then from the quick was it a quick look at each of the teams before, one of your first videos, and then Deep usually plays 5, and Toshi usually plays either 5 or 4 as well. So we're all support players trying out to.
Really?
Yeah, we're trying to get in the hang of playing core roles. That's why our pool is very, very shallow, and Maniacs is more of a it's more of a teardrop, we call it. Teardrop rather than...
All right.
Most of our games are going to be centered around the heroes we either pick or we try to, or that get banned out, pretty much.
So this is Toshi's draft plan we're going over in game 1.
Right. So Toshi's draft plan is mostly centered around what do they want to play and how can we try to address it.
Oh, okay. So what's your draft plan centered around then, opposed to that?
Mine is more around what are we comfortable with and how can we fit it into their playstyle.
Sweet. Okay, that's totally different. And you guys just switch it up every game.
Kind of switch it up. The only issue is that sometimes we go a little bit overboard and get too cocky with our drafts, and then we just throw everything to the wolves.
Yeah, I respect it. It does happen. Yeah, no, I think our team's been playing forever. And excluding our offlaner who didn't even play in this series, we had I Like Pie, who I literally met 5 minutes before the game started. I had my boy T send over their stand-in because they didn't need them, and we were scrambling for a player, so it ended up working out. So let's jump into the draft. You guys first picked Underlord. Is that just a comfort pick?
Yeah, so Deep's hero pool is Slardar, Underlord, and Tidehunter, and we can't really push it over to the second phase because usually one of those 3 gets banned out. So yeah, so it leaves us with pushing his pick towards the first phase, and then we flex it from there.
Well, I'm kind of in a similar position with our first pick because he banned out Disruptor and Oracle, and I've just been playing Disruptor, Oracle, and Grimstroke. So I was well, I gotta pick Grimstroke because they banned everything else. We went into, I'm kind of skipping ahead now, but we went into our second pick, and normally I'd either want to pick the offlane here or pick, if it meshes well with my support pick, I'll pick the carry. But we hadn't figured out either of those. We were kind of scrambling around, so we ended up just picking the Ogre here. You guys went with Lena. Is that another Maniac hero?
Me and Maniac, we both play Lena 4. So in the game against Tarpies the week before this game, we flexed it so that he could play the Troll and I could play the Lena.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so Lena is a good flex option for us to play around our comforts.
Cool. So you guys you don't necessarily commit to anything by picking a Lena earlier or something like that, because then you can pick a different carry if it's someone else. That's awesome. So it looks like your guys' bans here, you went Void, Ursa, and Bloodseeker. Were those just Pie's heroes, or did you have a specific strategy that you wanted to?
Oh, we thought Pie was going to play the offlane, so we were banning for
Boobin.
one player. Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah, I mean, he literally, Pi was yeah, I could play Ursa, I could play Void, and then you banned all those guys. He's well, I don't really, those were my go-to. And so it was just funny. And it must be crossover between Boobin and Pi's hero pool.
Yeah, we play very similar heroes.
And Bloodseeker, I think I could have considered picking him offlane for Boobin because it's one of those heroes that can play either, and he offlane position, I want him to be as comfortable as possible. I think we banned Willow and Terrorblade because I think you play Terrorblade, and then...
So Quill plays Dark Willow a lot.
Yeah, and I think just my quick Scarab Dota buff was like, yeah, I got banned these heroes. And then I banned Jug because literally it feels like every time we ever play as a stack, the other team just picks a Jug, and everyone was like, ban Jug, I don't want to play against that hero. And I was like, alright.
So do you look at the lanes before you ban out? So like in this case, you have the Slardar coming up, right? So the Slardar lane against the Juggernaut is very effective. So would you consider that as like the lane is in the lower bracket leagues, the lane isn't really that big of a...
Normally, I do like to think of lanes more. With the way we were picking this game, it was more like, what can Boobin play in the off lane? And Slardar is just a hero he can play, and he just really didn't want to play against Juggernaut. So we were like, okay, we'll ban Juggernaut, we'll pick you Slardar, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It was kind of more like, let's pick for our strengths, and then not really worry about what the other team picks, which I don't necessarily think is a good strategy.
That's always 100% fine. I mean, if your players are comfortable with what they want and how they see the game plan going according to what their vision is, it's always like a great idea to have your players very comfortable with it.
Yeah, I think especially in these lower leagues like Archon, Contender, like just pick comfort first and then worry about synergy or not necessarily synergy, but like worry about the other things after you pick comfort. Because if you got great picks and you dominate a draft, but then your players don't know how to play it, you're gonna lose anyway.
Yeah, play your strengths.
But yeah, so we picked Slardar because Boobin likes Slardar, and then we ended up picking Lifestealer. One, because it was one of Pai's only heroes left that he wanted to play. Two, I thought it was pretty good synergy with the minus armor from Slardar, and then you can use Slardar as essentially transportation for Lifestealer. I thought that lane between Ogre and Slardar would be pretty good. You can go aggressive on them. I think Sven's actually not a bad pick. I'll let you guys talk about your picks though.
The Slardar came out first, and out of my hero pool that could deal with Slardar, Spectre doesn't really feel like she can do much in that lane, so we opted for a hero that's more suited towards like hiding and being able to stand his ground against the Slardar lane. I've been playing Sven a lot recently, and it felt good to be able to have all like the muscle memory of like the Master Bananas and Power Dreads. That always feels good. So yeah, out of the hero pool left, Sven was the biggest stand my ground. This is what my lane wants to look like in a hero against the Slardar. As for the Viper pick, we usually get it banned out in the second phase because Toshi has been playing it a lot in the recent matches. So we knew we either had to pick it now or we had to pick another hero surprise pick. So that's why the Witch Doctor got pushed to last.
Gotcha. Yeah, I probably would have banned Viper out next phase if you guys hadn't picked it here. So that makes sense. Viper's just the freaking worst, dude.
I really like the Drow pick.
Yeah, so I think your guys banned Sniper and Storm Spirit. What were your thoughts behind that? Was that just more like targeted bans?
So Toshi usually bans out the heroes that he doesn't want to play in the game, generally later on. Sniper is one of them because our team coordination and Archon bracket is a little bit lacking. So whenever we have like a team objective that we have to go for, be it an Undying Tombstone or be it like a Phoenix Egg, it's a little bit harder for us to coordinate who all of us hitting that coordinate what the target is. So having each of us play our own individual games is much more better suited towards that.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Yeah, so like Storm Spirit like wrecks up, destroys that a lot, and also he's really big. Really big hero.
Right.
So so generally Toshi's bans are more towards that, like, I don't want to play against this in the
Okay,
game.
cool. I think that's actually good from a mid laner. I think I usually rely a little bit on my mid laner too, like, hey, who do you not want to play against? And that's why it ends up being Viper a lot, because Viper sucks.
Yeah.
I think we thought that you saw at picture 5 position, and we were right. I can't remember who our other ban was because I got the replay glitch, but we banned out Venge once because I thought it was a pretty good save hero, and I don't know what other save heroes you guys play.
So we played a Shadow Demon last time.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I think I did see that on your team's Dota buff. And I don't know. I think I was just like, you know what? If they're gonna pick Shadow Demon, they're gonna pick Shadow Demon.
Yeah,
you know?
honestly, like you can't go out of your way to ban a Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
Unless you're like picking Faceless Void or something.
Right. I can't remember the other bans, so whatever. You guys picked Witch Doctor. Is that just another comfort hero, or did that meet what you guys had in mind for your draft?
So Quill has certain ideas of how she wants to play in lane based on who she sees in the draft, right? Usually we pick hers either third or fourth pick, so she usually has an idea of which 4 or 3 she's going to go up against. So against the Slardar, she wants to usually get a hero that can disrupt and try to break the flow of like the Slardar is like 3 bash and then crush. So she picks Witch Actor for that reason. It's a good Witch Actor game, yeah.
I love it, dude. I love picking my 5 position in the second phase to see who I'm up against as an offlaner. I think we've kind of gone away from that since I've started like focusing on 3 heroes to play in the league. Yeah. But I think that's a great strategy. I love it from a 5 position. I think you give up a lot if you draft your 3-4 right away.
Right, true.
Because then the other team's carry can just draft around that. But
right. Yeah,
I think in
pool to pick from.
Right, but in this bracket, you don't really get that a lot. A lot of times, people don't necessarily either know matchups and what heroes are good against them, or they would rather pick a comfort hero. So I don't think it's bad. We ended up picking the Drow. I think actually Pi suggested this, and then it's one of our middle players. He plays Drow a lot. He really likes Drow. So it ended up working,
apparently
especially
from his antlers and decked out bow.
Yeah. It ended up working out pretty well with our minus armor we had going on. And we have a lot of like beefy guys in front of Drow. That's why I liked it. I think the other heroes we were thinking of was like Zeus. I don't know if that would have worked as much, but we wanted someone that could sit in the back while everyone else is on the front lines and just deal massive damage. That's a good half pull. Oh yeah, they're just gonna go on him here. Yep. One dead Elijah. That's good Witch Doctor ulti. Dude, I was Omega stunned. Yeah, we were really split here. That was good by Ravi to just go on the Drow there. Yeah, we just had a split fight. They played this really well. Okay, so game 1, I think it looks like they just kind of steamrolled us, to be honest. Yeah, they just kind of, we had trouble finding farm, I think. We were a little greedy. We had a pretty good high ground defense. It was kind of hard for them to break base, but then they just snowballed here, and there was nothing we could do. I think that was a good game 1, though. I think it was good. I think they had a really good lane stage. Did they win all 3 lanes? Yeah, they won all 3 lanes. Won all 3 lanes, and then they were just ahead the whole game from literally minute 0. GG game 1. Game 2, as soon as this loads in, you guys gave me Disruptor instead of Oracle, and I was really mad about that.
Right. So I was drafting for this one, and I didn't want the Lifestealer in because we saw that Pi was playing the carry from last game.
Yep.
So Lifestealer is one of his biggest heroes, and we didn't want him against the Underlord or Tidehunter. So we had to put a ban on that, and then that gave up either your Disruptor or Oracle.
We kind of did something similar. No one wanted to play against the Sven again, so we ended up banning the Sven instead of Tidehunter, and then you guys picked Tidehunter. I picked Disruptor. It was almost mirror strategies, it seems like. Whatever hero we didn't ban from game 1, we both ended up picking, so that's kind of funny.
Great.
Jakiro. Oh, yeah, so we picked our 4 position Jakiro. He just likes that hero. I think it's pretty good. I think
100%.
We were trying to... Pi really wanted to play Faceless Void, kind of similar to how I want to play Oracle. So he was like, pick someone that's good with Faceless Void. So we were like, okay... Jakiro's good with Faceless Void because you can just Macropire in the ulti. It's good pushing, all that. You guys went ahead and picked the Terrorblade right away.
Right.
That's so funny now that you're drafting. It makes sense because that's your hero, right?
Right. So I knew that my heroes were going to get banned out in the second phase. Like they were, like the Terrorblade was banned out last game, right? From the second phase.
Yep.
So I wanted to pick a comfort hero that I could be a little bit more cocky on, a little bit more comfortable on looking at the team and seeing what they're doing about, rather than focusing on my game.
Yeah, I hate Terror. Actually, I love Terrorblade. He's one of my favorite carries to play, even though I never play carry. Right. And I hate playing against them. I still felt that... Alright, so we banned Willow because Quill plays Willow. We banned Viper because we really don't want to play Viper again. And then I saw you hadn't picked Maniac's hero yet. Right. I already banned Skywrath, and I was like, I don't want him to play Lina again. I want him to be a little bit more uncomfortable. So those were our bans.
Yeah, they're pretty good bans overall. The Viper ban's really good because we saw from the last game that the second phase Viper is a possibility. So taking that out of the question is a really good ban in the first place.
You guys banned Zeus, Void, and Underlord. Much to Pie's dismay, you banned Void again.
Yeah.
And those just targeted again?
The Void, most of the time when we're doing our scouting before the game, we usually look at the most played heroes, and Void done it out pretty hard. It was a no-brainer just to get it out of the pool and not worry about it.
Yeah, my mid's been playing a bunch of Zeus recently, too.
Oh, yeah, we saw like 6 games in a row.
Yeah.
3+3.
You guys went Wind Ranger. I like that because it could be a flex. I assumed it was 4 position, but it's still good because it could go mid if it fits your game plan later.
Right. Yep. Toshi does play a bit of Wind Ranger.
We went with Centaur. I was actually really surprised when Boobin said he'd play Centaur because I think it's really good with synergy with Disruptor because 1, it helps me get the glimpses. 2, it helps us either disengage or chase afterwards, which is one of Disruptor's good things that we can just like snowball that way. And then we went with Storm Spirit because we really wanted someone to like jump on the back lines. That was our main thing. We wanted a second form initiation too between the Centaur and the Storm Spirit. And then you guys went Wind Ranger Warlock. Any particular reasons or just comfort?
Quill wanted to play a hero where she could stand back and be the counter initiation. So we discussed like what could she play. There was Warlock. What was the other one she wanted? It wasn't Coddle. She said, we asked her, does she want to play Coddle in this game? She's like, nah. Coddle doesn't really provide much in lane. So it's either the Warlock or the Shadow Shaman. We decided to go, once we saw the Centaur come out, we decided to go with the Warlock.
Cool, I like that. I think you guys put way more thought into your drafts than my team does.
The biggest thing I think helps a lot is the communication during the draft, like just with your team, because I've seen a lot of teams just fall apart because they don't talk at all, like what they're thinking and what they want to play, like what they see the game plan going like during the draft. And it's incredible how many teams don't do it.
So I just straight up banned Toshi's heroes here. I'm like, I know he last picks Pango a lot. I know he plays Dragon Knight. I'm just banning these heroes. That was all our bans.
Yeah, we were going to pick either one of these 2 heroes. So yeah, those were really good bans. They kicked Toshi straight in the butt.
I'm sorry, Toshi. And then Spectre, Ursa, are those just like Pie's heroes? I actually don't even know Pie's hero pool.
Yeah, those usually just targeted bans at the end.
Yeah. So we went with Medusa. I think Pie was calling for that. I think I liked it because it gave us a solid win condition. I liked it because we could fight 4v5 and then just have a Medusa carry us late game. And Pie was telling us that's what he usually plays anyway. So I was like, all right, let's just do, that's the game plan this game. We're fighting 4v5. We're going to have Mike on Storm Spirit. Is just hopefully going to snowball and help initiate in the early game until Elijah Centaur can get his Blink Dagger. That was our game plan. And then you guys last picked the Death Prophet. What's the game plan behind that?
Storm and Medusa. Storm's timings usually come up once he gets the Orchid or he gets the BKB. So his power spikes are relatively later on in the game. Whereas Medusa's is much, much later on, around maybe 35, 40 minutes.
Right.
So we saw that and we're like, okay, what hero can we pick that has an earlier power spike where we can run down towers and make sure that we have some control of the map so that Medusa doesn't feel comfortable coming outside. And that's where the Death Prophet came in because she has that Death Ball. She can make sure that that power spike is as early as possible. The only issue came in was when Mike started popping off.
Yeah, kudos to Mike. He actually did. I was pretty surprised at how good he did on Storm Spirit.
Yeah, he's doing amazing.
But I really liked your guys' draft though. I saw this draft at the end. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a brawl, and then there's just gonna be Medusa and Terrorblade farming, and that's gonna be it. Like everyone's gonna be fighting all the time, and then these 2 cores are gonna be farming. It's like who can win those fights, and then whose core can come online first. That's kind of how I felt about it.
Oh yeah, it's like these 8 people are fighting in the middle, and you're just like looking at your watch. Is my core online it? Is their core online it?
Yeah, dude, I feel bad for you because I'm having all the fun here fighting your team, and you're off farming jungle.
Oh, I hate farming jungle, man. It's so boring as a pause one when I just want to be glimpsing people and static storming them.
Yeah, I feel your pain, dude. I can't do it. I can't carry. It's too boring. But no, it was a really good series. You guys were wicked fun to play against, and honestly, thank you so much for coming on here and doing this. I think it helps me a lot to understand what other people in the league are thinking with drafts and stuff, and hopefully this helped you a little bit. But
oh yeah, 100%. I love like talking to other people and getting to know what goes on in their head, how they like their team and stuff.
No, I can't believe that you're a Disruptor player. That makes me so happy.
Likewise.
Let me see. Oh, good shackle to the catapult maniac, you animal. Good silence there. I'm out of mana. That's a disaster. Oh, good Tidehunter ulti. No, spare me, Maniac. Wow, the BM ulti. Maniac, you're the worst. Waves. Oh, good ulti. Oh, he almost got that off. Dude, a Rapier. What is this? Ballista, yeah, it's tough. I almost got you, Ravi. I put down the ward, and then you had freaking Lincoln Sphere. Maniac, you madman. I don't even think we catch Maniac. Dude, that game 2 was a long-ass game. It went an hour and like 10 minutes almost. Pretty up and down, as you can see here on the graphs. Yeah, I think Wasted.Ethnic's a really good team. They're really fun to play against. It was a really good series, a lot of fun. So GG's, good luck next week. I'm excited to see how next week goes for you. I don't know if you guys are playing snow cones or if we're playing snow cones, but one of us is probably gonna play snow cones, and I don't know what the other team will do. Good series, a lot of fun. The next series is Venom versus Harpy. So let's jump into this series right now. Alright, so this is game 1. We'll jump into this draft right here. It looks like Venom ban Axe and Io. I think those are good target bans. Their offlaner plays Axe a lot. They have graphics, it looks like, standing in. Oh yeah, graphics was a stand-in. And I know, the only thing I know about graphics is she plays a lot of CM. Venomancer and Nature's Prophet, and there's the CM. I think these have to be targeted bans. I mean, they don't have to be. I think Veno is extremely annoying to play against. And I really like Nature's Prophet, but I don't know if he's that good right now, and I think it should probably be a target ban unless... Well, on the other side, Harpies, like I said, they like to get grouped together early and push, right? And kind of how you deal with that is you either draft good heroes to defend the push, or you just completely allow them to group together, and then while they're taking one lane, you're taking two, and you just do that the whole game. So you like split push while they're grouped, because split push, I guess, beats it's kind of like the triangle, right? Team fight beats pickoffs, pickoffs beats split push, and split push beats team fight. It makes sense. I don't know if this is targeted. I don't know if anyone on Venom plays Nature's Prophet a lot, but these are both pretty good split pushers. So I like those bans. I like these bans because they're good targets. Right off the bat, they pick Crystal Maiden. I think that's a classic graphics special. I think she has a bunch of Crystal Maiden games on her account. Venom drafted the Jakiro. I think, once again, this is the most picked hero in AD2L for the past seasons. It's just a staple of AD2L, and I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure this is actually a mid Jakiro. Arrow914 was telling me that they really like mid Jakiro. Or they did. I don't know if that's going to stay once they change up their strategy a little bit. I think Jakiro's a good pick anyway. I think especially against what Harpies like to do, where they group up early, Jakiro's good for just shutting down that push, killing all the creeps, and then they have to wait another 30 seconds for another creep wave. And you can do that with one hero while your other heroes are pushing the other lanes. Then they went with Lena. I think Lena's a pretty good flex pick. Unless Harpies know this is going to be a mid Jakiro, this is a good flex pick. It looks like this is their support duo here, right? But I'm pretty sure this was a mid Jakiro, and this could be a mid Lena. So it's a very flexible draft so far. I really like. They went Underlord. I think Underlord's just a safe pick. It's a really good offlaner. He's very hard to kill. He reduces damage. He's really good at grouping up early, which is exactly what Harpies like to do. So this fits their draft pretty well. I like the flex of Venom's draft. They ban AM, Arc Warden, and Void Spirit. I think everyone bans Arc Warden against Harpies. It's just kind of what happens. I like the AM ban. I like the Void Spirit ban. I don't know if I say this enough. I think teams should draft more spirits. I think Ember Spirit, Void Spirit, Storm Spirit, Earth Spirit. It's just so good at getting on the back lines and disrupting team fights, picking off supports, which is the worst coming from a support player. I hate when people are on top of me killing me before the team fight even starts because I can't do anything. They ban Jug, Viper, Void. I think these are all pretty good bans. I don't know if they're targeted, but just in general, Viper's annoying to play against. Jug and Void are pretty good right now. So I like it. Venom went with a Dragon Knight. If I'm Harpies, and I know this isn't the case because I'm pretty sure this is mid-Jakiro, but if I'm Harpies and I see this Dragon Knight, I'm like, okay, support, mid. So it's going to be a mid-Dragon Knight. That might give you guys Venom the edge later because of it, so I still really like the flex. I think it ended up being an offlane Dragon Knight. Dark Willow. I think Willow's a pretty good 4. I don't know how often T's played Willow. I think if you know how to play Willow, I think Willow's a good 4 in this bracket for sure. It's really good at disrupting team fights. So right now, based off their playstyle, I don't know where the damage is coming from when they're grouping up, other than like a CM full ulti. And then they went with a Drow Ranger, more push. This is a really good push lineup. I like the possibility to just split push around Harpies early, group up and push one lane. You can split push 2 other lanes with all of these heroes actually, so I really like this draft so far. PL secures the late game for him. It fits their 4 protect 1 play style. So far I actually like really both drafts. I think these, dude, look at this. Look at these bans. Compliments to RO914. Literally banning the spirits that get on the backlines. I love it, dude. I love it, especially because you have a Drow and a Lina and a Jakiro. You have 3 heroes that like to be on the back and shoot out damage. I really like those bans. And then they banned Kunkka and Necro. I don't know what they think. Is this like offlane? So they actually know this is probably gonna be. Oh no, they're banned because they think that's a mid. So I wonder who they're gonna pick here. They think it's gonna be against the Dragon Knight. I think the Viper would have been good, but they already banned it. So they went with Quap. I don't know the Jakiro Quap matchup. I don't know if that's favorable for Jakiro or Quap, but I also don't know anything about mid matchups. And they last picked the Coddle. That's right. So you want to get your 5 position last. Actually kind of makes sense because you know he's going to be mid. I really like how open this draft is from Venom. Harpies did a good job of answering my question, where's the damage coming from? Queen of Pain does a lot of early game damage with her ultimate. It's pure damage. She can jump on top of the back lines. I actually really like that Quap pick. I actually really like Venom's draft for countering Harpies playstyle. I don't like this 4 protect 1 as much as I've seen with other Harpies drafts. I actually think I like Venom's draft more. Let's say Harpies group up at 10 minutes or 15 minutes and just 4 enemy heroes on the 1 tower. You can just have Jakiro or Coddle, like, delay that as long as you can while this Dragon Knight ultis and takes 1 tower and Drow Ranger pushes out and takes another tower. I don't know, I think I like Venom's draft more. I think Harpies answered my question, which is where's their damage. Now it's just going to come down to execution in game and how the drafts come together. Is it down here? Oh yeah, they're going on it. Good silence. And then the slow from Drow. Oh, good, whatever that's called. Blinding light. And does he die too? I think there's a kill up here too. Can I try to catch it? Good stun. Good stun. Stacking their stuns well. This Drow is in trouble. Barely gets out. Oh, it's tough. Maybe. Oh, look at all that damage from the Jakiro. Oh shoot, my camera work is subpar. Like a desperation play. Oh, the silence was only on 1. It's unfortunate. Good Coddle ulti, good Jakiro ultis and stuff. This PL's just wrecking havoc on the backline though. This team fight's so spread out. Yeah, they're all just gaining up on the Dragon Knight. Looked like Harpies got a big lead, grouped together, and then just never let up. I think Venom did a really good job delaying the game with their D-push, but I think Harpies just had too much of a lead. I think that they must have had a really good laning stage and then just push their advantage like they do. Yeah, that's game 1. Alright, game 2. Let's see how the bans differ. Axe and Quap compared to Veno and Slardar. These must be targeted bans, and that Quap obviously from last game, and then the Slardar. I don't think they played Slardar last game. Must just fit their strategy. They don't want to play against that minus armor of Slardar, the good initiation. I think Slardar is also just in a really good spot right now. Alright, so Venom went with the IO. Okay, nice. I think they banned it last game and they first picked it this game. I like IO. I think IO's... I haven't played IO in a while, but I think it's pretty good for buffing up a carry. I think it's good, again, for how I envision they want to beat Harpies, which is split pushing. And they actually first phased an anti-mage here. Interesting. So Witch Doctor's really good at grouping up early. You have that sustain from the heal, and then they have that's their 1 from their 4 protect 1. So there's their 1 and their 4 protect 1. I think animation's pretty good. I think it got banned out second phase last game, so they thought, okay, if we want them, we gotta get them first phase. Banning out the spirits again. I love it. Get rid of those spirits, dude. I think spirits is so good. They banned PA Sven and Night Stalker, so probably just heroes they don't want to deal with. I don't know if it's targeted or not. Carries they don't want to play against. So let me dive into this. Centaur, classic Harpies heroes, really good at grouping early, really good at chasing heroes down and pushing your advantage. They go with a Wyvern. So I like the Wyvern because it's a good... So by picking this Wyvern here, you know one of these 3 is going to be a core. Last game, they had the Jakiro, I think... I'm pretty sure this is another mid Jakiro, but you didn't know it was going to be a core until after the last pick. So I think they know already that, okay, there's going to be a Jakiro mid, so they feel comfortable enough to pick their Storm Spirit, and they're going to last pick, I think they're position 4, it looks like. Void, I think, is pretty good against Anti-Mage. It's good against Storm. Can you zip through Chrono with Storm Spirit? But it's good at catching them anyway. You can always be with the IO, so you can take a team fight whenever, or you can split push. Good D push coming out of Jakiro and Wyvern. So I still like the draft. I like this a lot too. It's kind of similar to what we did with our draft in game 2, where it's like, it's going to be 4 protect 1. You just need Storm to win and Snowball, and then it'll be good for your carry. Yeah, they're banning 4 heroes. I think Morana's good. That's a T hero. I think Willow's good. He played it last game. And they ban Doom and Magnus. So they think... Oh, so this is an offlane Void. Okay. I don't like that as much, if I'm being honest. I think that's a little too greedy against Harpy's playstyle. I don't think it can D-push well enough. I think it needs items to be effective. And they go carry Jug, and then Harpies went with the 4 position Spirit Breaker. So they're just going, we're going to run at you. Every one of our heroes is going to run at you, and Anti-Mage is going to farm. So this isn't even like, you can't even hit towers with this lineup. But you can run at them and kill them, and then you can hit towers. Another mid Jakiro. It's the good D push, but they're just going to get on top of so many ways to get on top of the Jakiro, get on top of the Wyvern, get on top of the IO. Like, they're not even going to worry about these guys because they're not going to get farmed the way they're playing. I like Harpy's draft more this game than I did last game, and I like it more than Phantoms in this. I just think I see such a clear way for them to win, where they're just going to get on top of you, kill all your heroes, and then take your towers before your Jug and Void can farm. Now, if this game goes late, and let's say Faces Void gets enough farm that he can kill Anti-Mage in a Chrono, and the Jug has a lot of farm, I could see how they would win. You get a really good Chrono late game. I still think I like Harpy's draft better game 2. Am I biased? No, I don't think it's biased. I do know they win. But yeah, that's game 2's draft. Phantom smoked up and went deep. Went all in. They're diving tier 2 for this guy at negative 30 seconds. You guys are crazy. Got the first blood though. Oh. Kind of stacked a little bit. $33K ahead at 28 minutes. I mean, how do you come back from that? It's tough. Dang, I went way too early in this replay. See, they just have really good communication on Harpies. They like know when to attack a target. I commend them for it. It's like hard to... Oh. Oh wait, how did it... Oh, he used the axe, that's why. Game 2 looked like a tough game. I think it was just hard. I don't know if you have enough D push. I mean, really, you have the Jakiro and Wyvern, the only two that can D-push against the Harpies group up early. And yeah, I think you win late game with Void and Jug. I just think it was tough. I think looked like Harpies won. Yeah, they won every lane except for bot lane, which was a draw. So hard to come back from that. It looks like they just pushed their advantage really well. They have really good team communication. They know who to go after and fight. So GG's. Tough series, but I know I'm excited to see what Phenom has these coming weeks with their new roster. Or not new roster, but the new roster positions. See where they can play, how it changes their team dynamic, how it changes the heroes they play, their game plan. It's gonna be cool. So GG's on that. All right, just finished editing it. It's 11 o'clock. I've been editing it since I was done. Shout out Mike who helped me out and told me that Ravi's audio was low, so I was able to up that a little bit, which helped me out a lot in editing. It took a long time for me to get the volume right before I changed that midstream. So good games this week from everyone. I know this video is extremely long for only 4 games, but I think I like this video. I think that I think we're in a pretty good spot for AD2L. We'll see how week 6 goes. I don't know how Mittenses lemon snow cones go. I wish I could have my predictions in, but it is what it is. So good luck everyone next week. Hopefully I have more content for next week. It's going to be tough with I'm going home to New Hampshire. I'm not sure how editing's going to work out, but we'll figure it out. So thanks guys for watching. I will see you all soon. Good luck.